Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and good day to you, friends. Whatever time zone you're tuning in from, thank you for tuning in. Before we get started, as we wait around for folks to gather and for all the technical widgets to get in alignment, please allow my automated robot voice to read you my standard introduction.
Automated introduction script. Hello and welcome.
Speak up! They can't hear you.
Invited to attend this
There
live
you
stream
go.
show. Mr. Zeppo is now. Video Game Controller like Video Game Controller presenting the Almost Daily Variety Gaming Live Stream Show Extravaganza. Live now on both TikTok and Twitch. CTAG Studios proudly presents the Almost Daily Variety Live Stream Show Extravaganza, a special presentation of the Almost Daily Variety Chaos Content Creation Zeppoverse project of 2 Meta Projects. Hosted by the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo, your new favorite fictional character from a book series that you have not read yet because it has not yet been published, due to the author suffering from decades worth of writer's block syndrome. Welcome to the Zeppoverse, a content creation project of 2 Meta Projects. Visit the many dimensions of the Zeppoverse at this link collection page, https://solo.to/mrzeppo, a variety chaos production of many projects combining public discourse talk show style podcast, gaming and content creation about creating content, in an episodic live stream show extravaganza format, featuring the self-commodification of the host. For your entertainment, Mr. Zeppo's TikTok Live and Twitch TV dual platform multi-broadcast show of many shows now with new and improved graphics. Featuring Chaos Variety Chaos Roulette Wheel of Variety multi-franchise roster of 2 meta games, and never quite enough time to play them all in. New and improved, totally rebooted iteration of this presentation now featuring new special variety completionist collection roulette mechanics featuring an actual roulette wheel of variety choice making, with treats and surprises randomly distributed throughout the week, and at least one new spontaneous idea and or hypothetical announcement per streaming session, plus Zeppoverse world building moments sprinkled chaotically throughout. Attention viewers on both live platforms. Warnings, ampersand, disclaimers, ampersand, promotional items here. Please be advised, viewers must be 18 or older in order to join chat or give gifts, according to platform terms of service and end user license agreement. Remember, we are here trying to create a safe viewing experience, and we invite you to participate by also following the platform community guidelines. Standards violators, bots, sales scripts, scams, trolls and stream sniping haters will be called out, openly ridiculed and banned. Warning, the opinions expressed on the social media accounts of the fictional character known as the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo are the very real, very raw, very radically unscripted, very genuine thoughts and considerations and public discourse opinions of the creative content creation artist behind the Zeppoverse brand projects. Please be advised that some of those opinions may possibly be interpreted as potentially unusual, eccentric, or even mildly controversial by certain individuals. Warning, the host of this show, real Robotnik name redacted, otherwise known as the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo, reserves the creative license right to occasionally and quite randomly get just a wee bit political.
Oh boy!
And duly reserves the creative freedom rights to do so at any time.
Yes, I
on
do.
any of his same self-branded social media platforms about almost any subject, with the overt public commitment to balance his own real, raw, radically uncensored, ridiculously unscripted thoughts and conclusions with the disciplined civility of proper civilized public discourse practices of the highest standards. Disclaimer, everyone's free speech rights are respected here, with the important caveat that any and all downright dirty and disrespectful hate speech and threats or insinuations of harm are not and have never been included in standard free speech protections, rendering the issuer of such malarkey responsible for any and all public backlash in response to their bigotry, and also, any and all contributions to the chat that violate the platform's terms of service and or the end user license agreement will be called out. properly mocked and ridiculed, and publicly corrected by this host on this and any other of his self-branded online platforms. And now, some shameless self-promotion. Please, dear humans, you are cordially invited to join the discussion and dive deeper into the exploration of insert subject matter here, redacted, by listening to Mr. Zeppo's podcast show, available on Spreaker.com and on the iHeartRadio network of platforms. Direct link to the show available on Solo to Mr. Zeppo. Also please, dear human audiences, you are also cordially invited to visit the official TikTok page for the Zeppoverse project here. https://www.tiktok.com/@TheIncorrigibleMrZeppo. When you do visit, please be sure to investigate the content I have curated on my weblog tab for public discourse. So please, dear human audiences, please have fun interacting with your host, the incorrigible Mr. Zeppo, in real time here during the live stream show, and engaging with all of his Zeppoverse brand socials. Regarding donations, thank you for wanting to help and support this channel. All donations will go to upgrading the stream setup, and surviving the impending dystopian apocalypse. Thank you much confetti bursts and thunderous applause. Thank you. Please donate directly using secure donation website located here. Powered by PayPal. https://ko-fi.com/mrzeppo. Donations are what helps me keep my stream going. They are not required, but are greatly appreciated. Donations are non-refundable. By donating, you are acknowledging you will receive no goods or services for your donation. Finally, dear TikTok viewers, please drop a simple hello or an emoji in my chat so I can more accurately read your name and acknowledge you in between rounds of gaming when I pause to visit the TikTok monitor and do TikTok roll call. Warnings, ampersand. Disclaimers, ampersand. Promotional items have been issued, you have been warned. And now, without further ado, for all that ado was plenty, please give a warm welcome to your new favorite host and fictional character from a book series you have not read yet, because he has not actually really started writing it yet. The weird, the odd, the eccentric, the one and only robot from the future playing video games like a human being in order to survive your local, self-imposed, casually hypocritical, preemptive political apocalypse. The incorrigible Mr. Zeppo. Insert robot audience applause sound effect here. CTAG Studios, the production company that exists entirely in Mr. Zeppo's imagination, proudly presents. Enter today's episode title here. Yin Yang Call of Duty Collection, Yin Yang Variety Chaos Variety Yin Yang. Almost. Daily Duty Yin Yang. Please stand by, gather round, and tell your fellow gaming enthusiasts about this fictional character's project of many projects and help this struggling content creating robotic from another dimension find the audience he needs in order to survive. End of automated introduction script.
Welcome, friends. Welcome, one and all. Thank you for tuning in. That's right. I am your humble host, animated robot from a parallel dimension in a book series you haven't read yet because I've only just started writing it for you live on stream every Wednesday as part of Wednesday writing workshops. Connecting live to Twitch TV and TikTok live using Streamlabs desktop version 1.17.2, which is why I cannot see your names as quickly as other TikTok streamers might. You know, for being an advanced cybernetic being from another dimension, I sometimes don't know how your really simple, basic human technology works. And this is one of them weirdo situations. But anyways, having brought that up, let's jump through the portal of desktops to go check out the desktop. Thank you, Twitch, Cloudbot, TimerBots. Oops, showered the chat with your nonsense. Right. Okay, let's check out our thing. 4,264 kbps. This number keeps me awake at night, or keeps me from having a good stream. At any rate, today's looking good. Let's hope it stays nice and solid. And TikTok Live, Andre, Capri Sun, Something I Couldn't Read, Vic, Aliana, Isaiah Torres, Dre, I forgot your name. Thank you all for swinging through. That was just some of the names out of the 33 people that swiped on through for probably about 40 seconds, as that is the viewer average. I have yet to identify and attract and collect actual enthusiastic Call of Duty and Variety Chaos Gaming fans to watch my TikTok live stream. Although, I apparently have aggravated the MAGA talk. They can all gaslight themselves in the comments as hard as they want. I stand by what I gotta say, and none of their intimidation scares me. And if they want to push it harder, I guess they'll have to see what the consequences might be of that sort of thing. But then again, we are literally living in a F around and find out era, and they think, quite curiously, that they're winning. This is your occasional friendly but blunt reminder before we jump into the gaming action. Hold on, let me fix my... That's always weird. And let me hide all this. Okay. Let's get back to the thing. Mr. DeMille, please, I'm ready for my beginning top of show webcam close-up. This is your frequent and blunt reminder that what Trump is doing is not patriotic. What Trump is doing is not American. What Trump is doing is not constitutional. What Trump is doing is not Christ-like. And anybody trying to tell you or themselves that it is only fooling themselves. Don't let them fool you. It's a tragedy that so many swallowed his lies and malarkey hook, line, and sinker 2 administrations in a row. And some of them, astoundingly, are sitting around believing that he's going to stick around for a 3rd term. I don't know if you've read the Constitution, but that's a big no-no. And I don't think that certain members of the armed forces are going to put up with that, should it come to that level of conflict. Let's pray that it doesn't. Okay, there you go. If you want to engage with that whole series of topics a little bit more, little off center there, okay. If that subject matter intrigues you, hold on, I forgot to take this off. Oh, let me do a sound check, make sure things are actually sounding good. But if that stuff interests you, please be advised, I have been hosting a little underground podcast that does not make me any money yet. I would love it to, because then I could really focus on making better, higher quality content in all the different projects. This is a project of many projects. But if you want to engage in the socio-political, we've got some weird. There we go. Let's just use. I have 2 microphones, and I like them. Hang on. Contrary to a lot of trolls' sad, petty attempt to own me, I do not enjoy listening to the sound of my own voice. And I cannot have it in the monitor or else my brain short circuit. I can't say stuff if I'm listening to my own voice on a 4-second delay. I don't know why, I just can't. I always wanted to be on the radio, and then the one time I was live on the radio for like a radio contest, this is years ago, I tried to talk and I just fell apart because I couldn't. My brain gets confused. Just a thing. Some people can't trill their R's. Some people can't roll their tongues. I can do those things to great advantage under the right circumstances. But I cannot actually speak anything coherent if I'm listening to my own. I would suck on actual radio, which is a shame because I used to want to be like a radio disc jockey. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome to the Zeppoverse, a project of many different projects, including, but not limited to, my underground podcast series, which has been quietly but vociferously speaking out against the madness that is the Trumptopian delusion since the first and earliest days of the first administration. Holy moly, we've gotten to exactly the kind of madness I thought and was worried about back then, and that I was mocked and ridiculed for talking about back then. What's that saying from that TV show with the Red Hoods? It's an adaptation of an older saying, but the road to, not the road to perdition, that's a different book. The road to Gilead, aka the road to tyranny, is paved with people telling you to sit down and stop overreacting. I think I've justified my statements throughout the course of the years. I don't pretend to be a predictor of anything, but I've certainly been asking the questions that few people think were worth asking, and then asking them again. But right now, we're here for some Call of Duty. Put a pin on the corkboard if you are interested in engaging in that public discourse. Come on through to the comments on my TikTok videos. Just remember that if all you got is really sad, petty, third grade level playground insults, you're gonna get called out for that, and then I'm gonna ask you like some actual questions. Most of them just run away after I ask them the deep questions. It's amazing. Anyways, let's get to it. It's like putting my hair up or taking it down. I don't remember, but now I'm going to decide to put it up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you who do not know, I am an old school gamer who has been enthusiastically playing tabletop and video games since most of the people I play against in COD were born, since long before that. But that actually I missed out on the first 20 years of Call of Duty history. So I am enthusiastically making up for all of that frustration of having missed out. I don't pretend to be an amazing player. I know that I started out as a complete and total bot. I am still in my third year noob level of like high school equivalency training. I wish I had played Call of Duty all through high school, but it didn't exist back then, so I couldn't. So I'm here doing it now. I guess you can put me up there in the ranks of like Call of Duty Grandpa and Call of Duty Grandma, although I'm not that old. Or am I? It doesn't matter. I have improved remarkably, and I have managed to sustain my enthusiasm despite running the risk of burning out, because it is an exhausting game. I apologize to anyone who's like, well, you don't play enough all day, or you don't play enough hours in a given day. Yeah, I have a tolerance limit, and then I gotta switch. And also, the more insane and crazy and stressful real world events get, the harder it is for me to feel justified in indulging in this self-commodification vis-a-vis this late stage in life hobby. But here we are. Enough of an intro. Let's I love the opening to the game. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Let's jump to the Xbox Raw feed, because just yesterday I noticed a little something. We've heard lots of talk about it. We've heard lots of speculation, but it's now officially out. The announcement and the wish listing and the pre-ordering. Well, I don't know if pre-orders are open yet, but the official teaser and cover and the very first trailer video are here. And the Call of Duty, that's a different game. The Call of Duty nerd in me, because I am unabashedly a fanboy. I don't care what people think. It's an awesome, challenging game, and it's central to my fan fiction portion of my book series. For those of you who do not know, I am doing all of this content creation and live streaming because I have been literally suffering writer's block for 30 years. A collection of ideas that have been living in my head in vivid, lucid detail, but that I've been unable to dump out into writing effectively. And I've just been struggling with it forever. And someone said, you need collaborators, don't you? And I said, yes. The problem is no one wants to collaborate. Every person I've ever asked to collaborate with me on anything, theater, abstract arts, crafts, etc., has always just looked at me funny and smiled and backed away and said, good luck with that. I don't want to. So someone a while back suggested to me, why don't you present your writing struggles and your attempt to break through that as a live stream? You'll get an audience and they might help with feedback and questions and observations as what do you call them, alpha readers or early beta testing readers. I haven't fully completely implemented it yet, but it's Wednesday now. Dang, it's supposed to be writing workshop Wednesdays, and I did one 2 weeks ago. There's some clips interspersed in all my socio-political stuff. There's some clips from my live stream from 2 Wednesdays ago, I think, where I discussed with ChatGPT, because for better or worse, ChatGPT is a willing collaborator. And as long as whatever it is, she is just giving me feedback and helping me find that which I cannot put into words, so then I can then revamp it, re-edit it, and reimagine it, re-engineer it. Because collaboration is a cyclical process. Whether I'm doing it with an AI or I'm doing it with actual human beings, I share what I'm thinking, they listen, they respond and share what they're thinking, and we go back and forth until an idea comes about that neither one of us would have had on our own. So, pin on the corkboard. I don't know if I'm going to do a prolonged episode today because I already feel like I've trashed my voice narrating stuff into my speech-to-text thing the last couple days. In response to, I did do a podcast yesterday. If you wanna engage me in political debate, please do me the favor of first informing yourself of what I actually stand for. Because the first mistake that amateurs make is that they just come at me with their own projections. And the problem with assumptions, as the ancient saying goes, is they just make an ass out of you. I'm still fine. I don't know why someone added, because it makes sense with the word. It makes an ass out of you and me. But when people assume that they know what I mean, or they know what I'm thinking, or they know what I stand for, and then project that at me, I usually respond with ripping that to shreds because they're wrong. If you want to debate the ideas, please understand what I'm actually saying first. Otherwise, just making a fool of yourself in public. All right, so fanfiction. I love Call of Duty. It's challenging. Some people want it to be a quote realistic milsim, but I don't think it is. It's an action sports milsim. A realistic milsim would be like, what's that extraction shooter? Escape from Tarkov or whatever. And even that's not really that realistic. But I hear that the physics and the movement and the gun handling there is way different than what we have in Call of Duty. For whatever it is, I'm hooked on COD. And I don't pretend to be amazing at it, but I have gotten a lot better since I started playing just 3.5 years ago. And this marks the beginning of a new anniversary cycle. When the pre-orders start, it will be the beginning of my 4th anniversary playing Call of Duty. It'll be the beginning of my senior year life cycle. I've played Call of Duty Live, which I guess is one way to call the main titles as they're living through their life cycle, every year since Modern Warfare 2 dropped in open beta. And I was terrible. Plenty of people would tell me to my face I'm still terrible, But I'm now averaging a 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 KD on my good days, which is a huge improvement because I used to average a 0.2. It was terrible. Anyways, I'm excited. This is fascinating. Here is the very first. This just dropped yesterday or the day before, and I have not watched it yet. So join me in watching for what will be my very first time, the very first teaser trailer for Call of Duty Black Ops 7. All right, DJ Zed. Oh man, you were up way too loud. I hope that sounded all right. You're supposed to bring it down to 33.3, you little snarky, silent, stoic robot, you. Oh, DJ Zed likes to mess with me. All right, I'm gonna mute myself, including my face, and we're gonna watch this together for the very first time. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not getting a peak meter reading on the Xbox. So I don't know if it's not working or what's going on. I'm seeing the visual, but I'm not seeing a peak meter read. Hang on a second. How much would that suck? If it's not working. Audio input capture. Monitor and output. Good. I'm going to double click on those things just to make sure. Okay. Let me mute the speakers and put on my headsets to see if it's coming through or not. Sorry for this weird, lame technical delay, but that's technology for you. Making our lives better by never quite working exactly as promised. All right, here we go. Testing. I am not hearing it. All right. Hang on. I'm glad I caught that. That means I got to open up the game capture app controller and click on a couple things there. Greetings. Hello to anybody dropping in. I see we've got an average of one viewer on Twitch. Hello. Don't be shy. Say hello. I don't want to automatically reduce. What was that about? Automatically reduce game sound. Live commentary, live streaming. All right. I wonder what's up. Let's check it again. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Something's not working. Why isn't it working? Gosh darn it. It isn't that my headset is muted on the headset. It's not that. The audio input capture for Xbox is being a jerk. Why aren't you working, buddy? Hold on. Let me try rebooting the Xbox. Sometimes that fixes things. Let's go. All right. Yay. What a anticlimactic beginning to my little live stream today. Greetings, anybody coming on through on TikTok. Hello. I cannot see your name right now, but I will take TikTok roll call in just a minute. Nope, it's still not. What the bloody F? Come on. Why is it not working? Everything was fine the last time I did a stream. Now it's not working. Good grief. Am I going to have to... Oh, here we go. Come on. Reboot the thing. Did I get a... No, that was the voice peak. Come on. Why isn't shit working? Look, I installed Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I haven't played those. Those were the last PC games, RPG games that I played before I got sucked into the world of MMOs. Okay. Live streaming, game audio. What's up? Why am I not getting audio? Audio. Reset defaults. I might have to reboot everything. This is so annoying. Why? Why, technology? Why must you confront me? Ooh, Indiana Jones DLC. What? Let's take a look at that real quick. Upgrade the Indiana Jones digital premium upgrade. Didn't I already do this? Oh no, I didn't do that with. I did not do that with Indiana Jones. I haven't played much of this. I really wanted to. I played the opening sequence in the prologue, and then I just haven't been back to play it again. All right, friends. I don't know what's going on. I've tried all the usual fix the audio and or feed things that I can think of doing without rebooting my entire system, and I think that I'm going to have to reboot the entire system. Well, that sucks. I'm annoyed. Why is this like that? That shouldn't be like that. Come here, you. Transform. Fit the screen. It's a little better. Okay. I get upset when technology fails me. As a living technological entity from a literary fictional universe, none of this ever plagued me back home. But here, your technology is so rudimentary and so bizarre. What else might I be able to do to fix the things? I don't know. But I am frustrated. And this makes me want to just storm off in silent disappointment and just... I'm not a quitter, though. But I do sometimes wonder why I put up with this. Caitlin, Kay, Capri Sun, 8-Ball, Ava Claire, Estofan, Yosofa, Apps. Forgive me if I butcher your name. I can only see it in this one little line. Did you see? Oh, we're not even looking at this right now. So, yeah, when I go do TikTok roll call, and sometimes I do, and I do it, and I forget to bring the camera with me. But I come over here, and I can only see this, and then it scrolls really fast. Thanks for being my top viewer over there, Apps, or APS. 61 viewers dropped by, and we're having all these dumb technical difficulties. I can't believe it's been 30 minutes already. That opening speech is really long. I need to trim it down probably, but it says all the important things I need it to say before diving in. And all the professionals assured me that I need at least 15 minutes of like intro filler to let the audience gather around. So hello to the one viewer or the one average viewer I'm seeing up here and on Twitch, and then to the 60 some odd viewers that dropped by. I'm apologizing to you now that we are having technical issues. Let me go over here. We'll test this one more time. I just pushed a couple of things. It doesn't seem to be... Oh, and of course I've completely failed to log into this. There should be audio pumping through, and I'm really annoyed. I hope my capture card isn't fucking dying on me already. Like, I still haven't made any money on this, and if it's gonna cost me this much more money to keep going, I'm gonna be really effing annoyed. All right, friends, forgive me. I'm going to reboot the entire universe of systems. So I'll be back as quickly as I can after that. And